up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40.
82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's 2nd and 3.
Off the play fake. Ferguson. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Ferguson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Back to throw. Ferguson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Gunners are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth. All tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here.
And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25.
The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. He'll drop to throw. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Back to throw here. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Parrish. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week one. Here's third down now.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's caught at the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Four quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. And they'll send out their punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
It's a 10-yard loss. Brings up second and 20 at the 34-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Ferguson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Operating from the gun, Ferguson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here in OT.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer 3rd, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds.
Look at the big man rumble. Inside the 20.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So for Chicago, it was a game that could have gone either way, but they get the touchdown in overtime to secure the Week 1 victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they obviously fall to 0-1 with